and welcome back to another episode of the 6 a.m. Club where we start our day inspired. Today, I want to share with you something that inspired me recently. I was listening to a podcast and I want to share with you my key takeaways from this podcast that I listened to. This is not what I typically do here on the 6 a.m. Club, but I think as we're starting a new month, this is something that was helpful for me, and I was thinking maybe is helpful for you. See, we are approaching that time of the year when most people anyway, start to give up on their New Year resolutions. And I think when we start our year, we have this immense motivation to really achieve something. And we want to see ourselves as winners at the end, whatever that means for you, right? It's not in the competitive sense, but in the sense of, or maybe yes, competitive sense, but competitiveness with yourself in terms of you being able to achieve all the things that you want to achieve. And I was listening to this podcast the other day that was talking about basically what separates champions from spectators. See, in life, there are champions and there are spectators. People that are just watching life happen for them or to them, not for them. Or a lot of these people think that life happens to them. And then there's the champions that really step up and take control of the reins of their destiny. And it's said that what separates these two is two things. But the one and probably most important is desperation. How hungry and how focused you are on your dreams is what would separate you from being a champion versus being an spectator. And it posed this question for me because I have seen in my life, when I look back, the times that I had felt really that I was winning, that I was on my A game, that I was thriving, that I was fulfilled. I had these two things. I was willing to pursue my dreams with the same intensity as I would if one of my loved ones, their life depended on it. Picture this just for a moment. Imagine that one of your children, if you are a parent, is starving. It's been days and he or she has not eaten anything and it's really starving. You start to see the physical impacts of real starvation, right? I'm not talking about them not having eaten for the last 2 hours and being hungry. And if you can picture this, I'm sure that you would feel desperate to feed them. Your motivation, your resourcefulness, your relentless will reach unprecedented levels in a situation like that, right? What if you could tap into that same desperation for your goals and your dreams? How would that change the game for you? See, I thought that desperation was a sign of weakness. But what I've learned is that far from being a sign of weakness, it's testament to the strength within. The most successful people, they're desperate for their dreams. They tap into reserves of strength and talent and ability that they didn't even know they had when they really need to tap into those things. Now, let me ask you this. How hungry are you for your dreams? Do you need them desperately as you need to breathe, to eat, to survive? Or are they just something that you want and nice to have? See, I remember learning from Tony Robbins that you have to turn things into must, right? When something is a nice to have, you're likely to give up in the face of adversity. But when something is a must, meaning when you're desperate, when you're hungry for that thing, when you are as desperate for needing that as you need to breathe or to eat or to survive is a must, then you'll do anything. And you will endure anything that comes your way. The other aspect is focus, which I think is something hard to find these days because we're so distracted all the time. We're so distracted. But being able to laser focus on your goals, on your dreams, is kind of the secret sauce. You know, it's when you embrace desperation and you get laser focused on your goals, then you have the recipe for greatness. When you are able to immerse yourself in that dream, like live and breathe that dream, and everything that you do is just aligned with that thing that you're pursuing, and you're so hungry to achieve that, you find an inner strength and an inner ability that you didn't even knew you had. And I want you to think about this because for me, when I was listening to this podcast with Ed Milet, it's one of my greatest mentors, even though he doesn't know he is, but I always listen to his podcast, one of my favorite ones. And I was thinking, I'm like, that is so true. I can see that in my own life. As I said before, the times that I've been thriving, that I feel that I was winning in life, that I was really fulfilled, I had this energy, this level of energy. And maybe because my word of the year is vibrant, and I'm all about this vibrant energy at this moment, that I look at things through this lens this year. But I had this energy in those moments, right? I was really, really hungry. I was obsessed with my goals and my dreams, and I was laser focused. I was reading books about things that would help me achieve the dream. I was obsessed with talking about it, dreaming about it, working on it, reaching out to people to support my dream, and nothing would stop me. I was so resourceful, right? Things that I had no idea how to do, I would figure out how to do. And I'm sure you can relate to this. There is this time in your life that you've experienced this. And as you remember that situation, I want you to embrace the feeling. How did you felt in that situation? And here's the most powerful thing. You can get that back. You can get that feeling back. I firmly believe I have learned this. I'm a goal getter. I love to set goals. I love to pursue goals. But I have learned, and it took me to experience it, not to just hear it, because I had heard this before, but it took me really experiencing it myself. So it really sank on me that it's not the goals that we're after. It's how we believe the goals will make us feel. And you had felt that way before, just what I described, when you were really hungry and really focused on a goal and you were unstoppable. And you were feeling that you were winning in life and you were thriving. And I want you to picture that time and feel how you were feeling that time, and know that you can feel that way again. if you fuel your hunger, and here's the thing, hunger is not something that just happens. You can fuel that hunger. And we'll talk more about this maybe on another episode, but you can fuel your hunger and you can fuel your focus. And when you do that, you're going to feel that you're winning, that you're a champion and not just an spectator of your life. It's time to adopt desperation as your ally and stay laser focused on your goals. Remember, success favors the desperate, the ones willing to do whatever it takes to turn their dreams into reality. And I know that you're one of those people. So until next time, stay hungry, stay focused, and keep chasing your dreams. I will talk to you again next week here on the 6 a.m. Club and next Monday on the Leading Yourself podcast.